I'm here. So y'all can think I'm a.
Man.
That ain't fair, nigga.
Hey,
I'm on EBT, bro.
hey.
Kevin McCall, 40 years old, sat down for what seemed like just another chill podcast on Back on Fig. Nobody, and I mean nobody, could have guessed that this regular interview would shake the whole industry to its core. About 45 minutes in, the hosts were hyping him up, praising his crazy talent, and out of nowhere, something just cracked inside him. Kevin reached into his wallet, pulled out his EBT card. Yeah, a food stamp card. And the whole room went silent. Then, right there on camera, the man started breaking down in tears, raw and unfiltered. It wasn't just an emotional moment. It was the kind that makes everyone watching stop in their tracks, like, yo, what just happened? Bro, that moment was raw. It hit like a punch to the chest, painful to watch, and impossible not to feel something. Whether it was sympathy, disbelief, or a messy mix of both, everyone watching felt that wave of emotion crash down. Here was a man who helped create some of the biggest anthems of the 2000s and 2010s, tracks that made millions, even won Grammys, now sitting there talking about surviving on government assistance just to grab a meal. Kevin kept it brutally real. He confessed he was behind on $2,000 a month child support for his daughter Marley with his ex, Eva Marcel.
You have a testimony to tell your life. Get in on it. I witnessed it. He fought to be in here. I got an EBT card, and this is at Breezy, bro, and made 90 whatever the million, and it say KKK Max. Can I get 25,000 for them 4 songs I owe you, bro? I just want to leave, bro. Leading up to who he is right now. I'm not even tripping, though. I got an EBT card. What the, bro? I can't even get nothing, bro.
And the part that really broke hearts, he admitted he hadn't seen his kids in over 10 years. Through tears and shaky breaths, he talked about battling suicidal thoughts. It was raw, vulnerable, and heavy. Then came the moment that flipped the internet upside down. McCall looked straight into the camera and made a desperate plea to Chris Brown. Give me the $25,000 you owe me for those 4 songs, bro. He claimed his unpaid royalties could reach up to $3 million, saying the CBE deal was bogus and robbed him blind. Meanwhile, Chris was out living large, rocking stages on his Breezy Bowl 20 tour. And that contrast had everybody's jaw on the floor. While Chris Brown was out performing in packed stadiums, tours pulling in $90 to $100 million, singing songs Kevin McCall helped write, McCall was out here using food stamps and ducking his head in grocery stores from embarrassment. Like, damn. That contrast hit deep. The clip went insane online, no exaggeration. Within hours, it was everywhere. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, the whole internet couldn't stop talking. The main clip shared by my mixtape on Twitter alone hit over 9 million views. The streets were instantly split in two. Some people saw a broken man who got chewed up by the music industry, a raw reminder of how cold this business can be when they don't really love you like that. But others weren't so forgiving, calling him out as someone paying the price for his own mistakes, a man who burned too many bridges and was now trying to play the victim. My name, me and Heather. Look, me and Heather went to the county building together. On my mama together. We went to the county building together. The debate was messy, emotional, and non-stop. But then, out of nowhere, the story took a wild twist no one saw coming. Somebody with real influence, real money, and ties to both sides decided to jump in. None other than Young Thug, fresh out the jam and ready to show some unexpected love, stepped right into the chaos. October 21st, 2025, just one day after Kevin McCall's emotional breakdown had the internet in chaos, Young Thug jumped online and dropped a tweet that blew everyone's mind. He wrote, "Kevin McCall, hit me. I'll give you the $25,000 you need, and I know CB would give it to you too, bro." He a real one ends is busy sometimes greater. That single post flipped the whole conversation upside down. This was no small move. The culture noticed instantly. First off, Thug wasn't just talking. He was offering to personally hand over that $25,000 McCall claimed Chris owed him. Real cash, not clout chasing. Second, he did it publicly, right in front of millions, putting both McCall and Chris Brown in a spotlight where everyone could see the energy for what it truly was. But the biggest twist, Thug managed to defend both sides, showing love to Chris while still trying to lift McCall up. That's a rare kind of balance in this game, and people respected it heavy. Basically on a text message saying words, that's all they saying. Like, is one dude saying, yo, do this, and one dude is saying word. But what do you feel about that? I mean, I can't speak for my brothers in them case and what they going on. I can only be who I always been, brother. Us. It's us. To really understand why this hit's so different, you gotta know Thug and Chris's bond runs deep, deeper than music. These two go way back, built off real loyalty and mutual respect. During the 2020 lockdown, they dropped Slime and B, a 13-track mixtape that lit up the internet. The single Go Crazy went 4 times platinum and hit number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. Straight certified pressure, but it ran way deeper than just music. That loyalty went both directions. When Young Thug got arrested back in May 2022 on those heavy RICO charges and ended up fighting for his freedom for over 2 years, Chris Brown stood tall for him. Chris wasn't just tweeting for clout. He posted #FreeYSL, spoke about Thug in interviews with real love and concern, and made sure the world didn't forget his name. So when Thug stepped up for Kevin McCall, it wasn't betrayal or switching sides. It was mediation, pure and simple. He was showing compassion to a man clearly spiraling while still defending his brother's reputation. That's real G energy. When Thug wrote, "CB would give it to you also, bro, he a real one," and added that Enz is busy sometimes, he made it crystal clear he wasn't picking sides, just keeping peace. McCall quickly replied, "What's up, bro? I'm just seeing this. About to DM you now," showing love and a little bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, things could cool down. At that point, Thug was fresh out the feds himself, focused on giving back just a few months earlier in August 2025. He'd thrown a charity event for kids in Atlanta, proving his mindset had shifted. But while Thug was moving in love and healing energy, Chris Brown, he had completely different vibes brewing, and the way he handled it next had everyone talking. Just come together.
Deuces came together. He was doing In My Zone, did well, so he wanted to click up with Tiger.
He was a fan of him. He felt like he had buzz popping a time. He wanted to clink up with him and do joint album. Then came October 22nd, 2025, and Chris Brown decided to clap back hard. He hopped on his Instagram stories with the pettiness dialed all the way up and posted, "Remember this. You can't walk across a burnt bridge. And you know what's funnier than a troll? A broke one, bro." That was cold, straight up savage and icy as glass. That one post said everything without saying much. No reconciliation, no forgiveness, no money, nothing. Brown made it crystal clear. The bridge wasn't just burned, it was torched, reduced to ashes, gone forever. And to make it worse, folks were saying McCall had been the one holding the lighter the whole time. Social media exploded again. Timelines full of takes, memes, and arguments. Twitter turned into a war zone with the culture split in two. But when the dust settled, around 70% of the internet seemed to side with Chris. People brought up old receipts, like how McCall had once threatened Chris's daughter, how he'd been given multiple chances and blew everyone. The general vibe that McCall was living in the mess he made and Chris was just done with it. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Before anyone says Chris Brown is being mean, context, Kevin McCall threatened to kill him and his daughter royalty. That post lit up timelines and people couldn't stop arguing. Some felt like Brown was justified. After all, threats like that cross a line you can't come back from. But others thought Chris went too far, saying his response felt cold and cruel, like he was clowning a man already broken. It was my song. It was a separate package from the whole thing. It's like, here's your 10 songs. Oh, and guess what? Listen to this in the car. He was listening to it the whole week, and he's like, no, I need that song. I need that song. You had this dude clearly struggling with mental health, fighting personal demons, someone who once helped build Chris's empire when he was on the come-up. And instead of showing grace, Brown hit him with jokes about being broke. The internet was split down the middle. Plenty of fans pointed out how the music game has a dark pattern. The big stars get rich, while the songwriters and producers who laid the foundation get left in the dust. They argued that no matter how messy McCall's behavior got, if he was truly owed money, he deserved to be paid. That's business, plain and simple. But to understand how things got this ugly, McCall crying on camera, Brown throwing shade,